everybody, it's Tom and T from Show Me Coasters, and today we're going to be doing our 2020 predictions for Cedar Fair.
Yeah, unlike its counterpart, Six Flags, this year Cedar Fair has been noticeably not as loud as Six Flags. It's last year about this time, with the excitement of Carowinds and Canada's Wonderland getting a new coaster for 2019. This year, we know for sure one park is getting the coasters, but the other 10 parks has been noticeably quiet, in my opinion.
That's true. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to take a look at Carowinds right here. Now, last year they got Copperhead Strike,
yeah.
And so that was a really big addition for them, and they got some area improvements where that was built at as well. So for this year, I think what we're looking at is probably more park improvements, but they also did just close their Roaring Rapids ride.
Yeah.
Last ride in this section of the park is
In my opinion, I think it's going to be a down year for Carowinds. Other YouTubers have mentioned something of converting their stand-up, the Vortex, into a floorless. Yeah, after the big investment of 2019, it's conversion of a stand-up to a floorless is not an expensive investment, just new trains. So I can see that happen too, but for me, I think it's a down year.
Yeah, they could, but generally whenever they convert these smaller stand-up coasters to floorless, they're really not all that great.
I think, yeah, I agree with Tom. This one is it's relatively short. I think it's only like about 100 feet.
Yeah,
I seem to remember the stats like 98 feet or something. In my opinion, it's probably, I mean, it'd be okay, but it won't be a great conversion.
So next, let's talk about King's Dominion. King's Dominion this year, they're actually doing a lot at the park. They've taken out Volcano,
yeah.
So that area over there is up for redevelopment as well. And also, they also teased that they were going to be removing one of their wave pools in the water park.
Uh-oh.
And that's an actual teaser that they put out on Instagram.
So you think they could do something like Six Flags Great America?
Well,
maybe,
I think what they're looking at, maybe a water coaster maybe for the water park for next year. But this ride is supposed to open in 2020.
Wow. So probably something, not a coaster, something smaller, maybe something water coaster, or maybe a giant slide.
Maybe. Another slide complex.
Yeah.
Because they also took out Tornado as well.
That could be like a...
So let's take a look at Dorney Park in Allentown, Pennsylvania. This park has been kind of busy over the last couple of years.
In 2017, they removed Stinger.
And then in 2018, they got the Tidal Wave Cafe, which is a new restaurant for them.
And
they
end of last year, they also removed Dinosaurs Alive.
The rumor is that to replace Dinosaurs Alive, they're going to be getting a GCI wooden coaster.
Oh, man.
So I don't know if it'll be up to the standards of like Mystic Timbers or not, but that's a pretty good possibility.
Yeah, that's a great addition to the park, especially next to Thunderhawk. This park is low on coaster count, only 7, and a GCI would be a great addition to the park.
It would.
It's not a big park, but it's very charming. And the next park we're going to look at is Canada's Wonderland, our neighbors to the north. In 2019 was an exciting year for them with the introduction of the Yukon Striker, the park's dive coaster.
The tallest dive coaster.
Oh, yeah, just open. I heard good things about this. What's your thought on this, Tom?
I think that what you're going to see for Canada's Wonderland for the next year is probably just going to be park improvements.
Park improvement, down year, maybe.
Yeah, down year.
You know,
that was a pretty big investment. Yeah, probably a new restaurant. That seems to be a theme for Cedar Fair here.
New restaurant, a lot of barbecue joints.
You know, I could see a water park expansion for Canada's Wonderland.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't addressed that in a few years. I haven't seen the last 5-6 years that we have paid attention to the announcement. Haven't seen Canada's Wonderland add any addition to their water park. The next park we're going to look at is Michigan's Adventure in Muskegon, Michigan. This park could use some love. I mean, they haven't received anything in a long time. But Tom and I agree, there seems to be a pattern with Cedar Fair lately that they have added a lot of new
barbecue restaurants.
Restaurants.
Yeah, a lot of new restaurants throughout the chain.
To the chain when the park's not getting a big investment. I could see them add a restaurant or a major park improvement, you know.
Maybe some new flat rides.
Yeah. So that's going to be it at Michigan's Adventure.
So the next park we're going to take a look at is the flagship park, Cedar Point.
Yeah, in 2018, they had the conversion, the RMC conversion of Mean Streak to Steel Vengeance, and this year they got the interactive Forbidden Frontier that replaced Dinosaurs Alive. This 2020 is going to be their 150-year anniversary, but even the president of Cedar Point is saying they're not getting anything big.
No, they're not getting a huge coaster for 2020.
Not record breaking anyway.
No, but they are supposed to be having a huge celebration for the 150th year. It's supposed to be 2 seasons long, actually.
Wow.
So for 2020 and 2021. But I think for the 2020 season, you might see a few new flat rides, or maybe the introduction of a few old flat rides that they've removed.
Yeah, I could see that.
Some of the fan favorites that have gone away and would like to see come back.
With a modern twist, of course.
Yeah, with a modern twist, of course. But that's pretty much about it for Cedar Point as far as coming up for 2020.
So the next park we're going to look at is Kings Island. Now, for sure, we know this park is getting something with the buzz, with the land clearance over by the, what do you call it, Coney Mall section.
Mall, yeah.
So this is one park we know for sure is going to get a coaster. It's going to be a Giga.
A B&M Giga.
And they 305 feet, and the 2 names that's been tossed around is Orion and Polaris. So I can't wait to ride that. I'm excited. I mean, Kings Island is one of the parks that we go to a lot because it's close. So we know for sure Kings Island's going to get something, and I can't wait. So the next park we're going to look at is Worlds of Fun. It's another park that we go to a lot at Kansas City here. Yeah, folks, we go to this park a lot. It's one of the parks in our state of Missouri here. Yeah, this park has gone through all the gambits. In 2017, they received 3 flat ride, Mustang Runner, the Condor, Falcon's Flight, or whatever, and a 3rd one. And 2018, they receive a Nordic Chaser, and this year they receive they got the Cotton Blossom. So a lot of YouTubers think that they're gonna add that Worlds of Fun is gonna be a water park expansion.
Yeah, some are saying a water park expansion, but they just got a water park improvement in 2015.
But I don't know where they're gonna add it. They're running out of room.
Splash pad. Yeah, there's not a lot of room left for the water park. I don't see that happening very much. I think since they got the restaurant this year, we're kind of looking at maybe some park improvements this year,
or maybe
another flat ride.
Like
notorious for giving us flat rides at Worlds of Fun.
Well, they could receive something like Surf Dog or Pipe Scream, and they can count that as a coaster. You know, it's a good Samprilla Disco. So I can see that, but it's. I wish they would get some love here too, but.
This park definitely has
like a lot of
room.
land.
They have the room for the expansion. So, Worlds of Fun is coming up on their 50th anniversary in 2023. So I think maybe Cedar Fair might be really generous that year and give us an actual coaster.
I could see a great addition, but it won't break the bank like a Eurofighter or
a Gerstlauer Eurofighter,
like Infinity coaster.
Or even the Skyrocket 2.
Like that's been adding to a lot of parks recently. So I can see some love from Cedar Fair. So the next park we're going to look at is Valley Fair in Shakopee, Minnesota. Yeah, this park is another one that needs a lot of love. In 2018, they received the Larson Looper Delirious and some addition park improvement in this section. In 2019, they didn't
get anything for this year.
Just a park improvement.
A few new festivals.
Yeah.
So I think for 2020, we're looking at maybe more park improvements, maybe a few park benches painted, or probably a new restaurant, which seems to be the trend with Cedar Fair right now. They're putting in a lot of new restaurants.
I agree. So I can see that happening if their park's not getting a coaster or park improvement.
So the next park we're going to take a look at is California's Great America. Now we know for sure that they're getting a water park expansion for 2020.
Yeah, they already got parts and stuff. The land's been cleared, and
yeah, they're getting the slide complex pieces in already. They're on site, so that we know this for sure is what's coming for California's Great America.
Last but not least is America's first theme park, Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California. There was not much said about this. What's your thought on this, Tom?
Well, mostly what I've seen, everybody seems to be thinking that they're going to do some sort of an expansion in their Ghost Town section.
Yeah.
Not really maybe a new coaster for next year, but more maybe a few flat rides.
More shows.
Things of that nature. I think might be something like Cedar Point did with their Forbidden Frontier.
Just spike up the Western theme.
Yeah, I think that's about all you're going to see out of that.
So I agree with them. I think that's going to be... what it's gonna be? It's gonna be a down year because they just received a coaster 2 years ago. Folks, that's gonna be it. Looking at the 2020 prediction for Cedar Fair Entertainment. This is T,
and I'm Tom,
and we're from Show Me Coasters.
So thanks for watching, and have a great
Good night. Thank you.